Hi, today our main goal is to see how to iterate the JSON objects and show it in table format like this. Okay, so here if you see, I have employee information in each of the row, right? So how do I convert, how do I translate the JSON data into a table format? Yeah. Okay, so first let's start with employee. If you see any employee, will have information like employee ID, name, age, and address in any company. So all this put together for one employee, it represents a object, JSON object. So if you see here from line 3 to line 8, this is a JSON object of one employee record, and then each of the JSON object is separated by a comma. So this is employee to record in JSON format. So the JSON format is basically in the key value pair kind. Okay, key followed by colon and then the value. Please note the syntax. So if you take this employee data equal to box braces, the box represents an array of JSON objects. So it has how many JSON objects? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 JSON objects. Okay. So now let's see how to put this into read this data and put it in table format, which I showed you here. Okay. So let's say say employee table dot dot html. Okay, so now let me create the html structure as usual. So since I need a table, I need to create the table structure, right? So I have the table. Now inside the table you have the top header, right? ID, name, age, and address. So what do? I t head. And how many columns are there? We have 4 columns stating as ID, name, age, and address. So we have the header as under head, we have th with ID, and we have th with name, we have th with age, and then we have th with address. So these are the 4 columns, if you see, which we needed. So we created the header, and th represents each of these columns. Okay, now coming to the body. The body is where we need to dynamically populate. So this body needs to be dynamically populated using the JSON data. So let's create the t body, and let's have id is equal to m body. Okay, now we need to populate. So this is an element of the table. Okay, now we need to dynamically load the JSON data and then fill up the thing. So let's not use the data.json, but instead use the array directly in the script. So I copy this, I put it here. So we'll go step by step. Okay, so that's the reason I want to show you first directly with the script. Now I have an array employee data. So we should first iterate the array of the JSON objects, right? So how do we iterate an array? So employee dot for each, right? And then we have the function. So if you take an array, the for each is iterating, and for each element in the array, the function will be called. So if you see here, the for each employee dot for each has a callback function with value. Okay, so now basically it is with value, index, and array. Okay, so we want only the value, so I'll say emp record. So every time it iterates, it will give you a employee record, right? Now for each employee record, you need to create a row. See here, for each employee record as a row. So how do we do that? So first, before we jump into this, we need to get the element emp body, because you have to insert the row into the table body, right? So how do I do that? I do where emp body is equal to document. So I call the DOM interface document dot get element by ID of, what is it, emp body, right? So I got the table body. Now I need to insert the rows. So I will say where row 1 is equal to row is equal to emp body dot insert row. So this is my first row. Then for each row I need to create the cells. So cell 1 is equal to row dot insert cell of 0. Okay, and in cell 0, what is there? You have the ID, right? So cell 1 dot text content equal to, what do I say, emp dot id. Okay, so I need to create how many cells? 4 cells, and I need to populate. Okay, this is second, third, fourth. So first I populated the emp id. Now insert name. Okay, so this is cell 2. So cell 2, if you see it as name, so I'll say name. I should use the same syntax as the JSON object, and then I'll have cell 3 with age. So here cell 0, cell 1, cell 2, and cell 3, and here it is cell 4. So since it is 0 based, okay, now this will become address. Okay, now let's see how this looks. Okay, you see it is not properly formatted, so we will need to give the border for the table. So we will give border equal to 1. Now let's see what is happening. Now I see everything is coming to the 0th cell. What is the problem? So if you go and see cell 2, row, insert row, row dot insert. Why it is coming to the first cell? Insert cell, cell 1, cell 2. See here, I have not changed accordingly here. Cell 2, cell 3, and cell 4. So now we have brought it the tabular format. Okay, so to summarize, we created the HTML first, the body, and then we created the table, and after that we created the header with the 4 columns, and then we created the body, right? And then we retrieved the body, and for each record we inserted the row, and then for each row we inserted the cells, and in between we didn't map the cells properly, so we corrected it. So cell 2, so you have to insert it properly and then correct it. Since I did the copy paste, you have to be careful while copy pasting, and now you have the full table in the same format. Okay, thank you.